I'm going to be creating a free speech charter for Greater Manchester. I'm going to commission a free speech union to employ some barristers, and based on existing law, because the mayor can't just make up laws, we're going to get some barristers involved, and we're going to come up with a free speech charter so people in Greater Manchester will know what they can say and what they can't say. So when a police officer stops you in the street and says, you can't shout that, you can go, let me just Google the mayor's website for you a minute. Charter, there we go. The mayor's your boss. That's what it says, so I can say that. Because a lot of this is enforced through fear and through a lack of knowledge of the law. So police officers who tell you you can't say that, they're guessing.
Yeah.
They don't know. They're just guessing.
Yeah.
And because they're an authority figure, most people go, oh, right, he must know the law. He doesn't. I work with police officers. None of them know the law. They know 3 pieces of law. That's all you need to know. And you can arrest anybody for anything. 3 pieces of law. But if we can get the general public knowing this, and they start pushing back the police, pushing back at work, so when your boss says this is a mandatory white supremacy training course, you can go, no, the mayor says this on his website. And your boss will go, oh, right, did the mayor say that? Well, I'm just guessing if I'm right, but the mayor must be right. We start challenging these people who don't know anything, and we start giving the people of Greater Manchester and the rest of the country the confidence to challenge it, because they know it's been looked into, it's user-friendly, this charter, and it's on the website, endorsed by an elected mayor of Greater Manchester, and then other places will adopt that, I would imagine, and then we can start pushing back. Individuals need to push back. We can't keep living in fear, because that just turns people into cowards. And who likes cowards? The authoritarians like cowards.
And speaking of free speech and people who are prepared to speak, something quite interesting happened last week on Netflix. There were 2 comedy specials that came out.
I watched the Ricky one. I've not watched the
one was
Chappelle
Ricky
one.
Gervais and one was Dave Chappelle. Now, what's interesting about those 2 comedians, and I don't know why this has happened, I'd be interested in your opinion. Dave Chappelle in his last comedy special started referencing around trans people and issue, and basically I think I can't remember now, but I think it was about the inequality of a male, a former male trans person competing in women's sports. And Ricky Gervais, if you saw his original, and it was just, I mean, he wasn't holding any punches. He referred to the new women, having cocks and balls and things like that. So it was kind of really, there was no quarter given. So both those characters, they did their previous comment, and I actually think Dave Chappelle's career has actually improved as a result of his first. There's no doubt about it. His profile is much higher.
He was only Americanized before that. Only really Americans had heard of him.
Correct. But now everybody, and I think Douglas Murray, who is a very, he actually said I was watching an interview. He said that Dave Chappelle, I think he's one of the best comedians on the planet. I'm not sure that's the case. I don't think he's that funny, but his profile has improved dramatically as a result of not derogatory comments about trans people, but very clear observations about some of the inequalities relating to
saying things he shouldn't be saying.
Saying things he shouldn't be saying. And Ricky Gervais has done the same. And their new comedy specials have come out. I think Dave Chappelle has made makes a trans joke very early on. I don't know if Gervais has made one in this particular one, but he's gone in a different direction. But he is very kind of, he does say things that you shouldn't be saying. So those characters, and I'll also add to that list J K Rowling, who has been very vocal about women's rights around men taking women's spaces, basically men, so why are those people getting away with it? Why does Ricky Gervais, why does Dave Chappelle, I know J K Rowling to some extent hasn't got away with it because she's had a lot of vitriol and even though she's never said anything transphobic to my knowledge ever. Why are we seeing glimpses of that kind of, because anybody else in the comedy circuit, if they made a joke about trans, would end up being cancelled or whatever.
It depends how big you are. So Ricky Gervais and Chappelle are basically too big to cancel. Too big, too popular, both of them multi-millionaires, so they're not looking to earn, they want more money, everyone wants more money, but they're not like, oh, I might lose my house if I lose this gig. No, they're multi-millionaires, so they can say what they want. They've tried to cancel them. There were staff in Netflix who protested the board in Netflix about Ricky Gervais and Chappelle. And Netflix, I believe, so there's not 100%, but I believe Netflix don't have an HR department. Their HR department is a bunch of lawyers who say, right, you've got problems, it's not working out, and we're going to pay you 6 months to leave. Yeah. That's their HR department, is they don't mess around. Yeah. And they've realised, even though they also make a lot of woke crap as well, they're in this for the money. They know those two comedians will bring in a lot of money for Netflix.
Correct. They're number 1 and 2, aren't they?
And the woke crap will get other people bringing money in. We're just there for business. Yeah. We don't care if you like it or not, as long as some people like it and brings money in. J K Rowling's a little bit different. J K Rowling is seen as one of them. She was on our side. Feminist, left-leaning, giving money to left-wing causes.
Yes, she was. I think she supported Jeremy Corbyn, didn't she? Yeah.
All of a sudden, she's not on our side anymore. She's a heretic. She's worse than that. She's an apostate. Yes. And what do we do with apostates? We kill apostate. She's now left our religion. Yes. We need to kill her. So it's not because she's a woman they've gone after that hard. It's because she was one of them. And you always go after one of yours harder, because if you don't, other people might leave your cause and leave your religion. You've got to show everybody in your religion, this is what happens.
This happens when you step out of line.
This happens when you step out of line, and we're going to go, so that's why. And her trans comments are not even trans comments.
No, they're not.
They're the most benign, common sense, factual, kind-hearted articles about the issues women are facing because of some men are pretending to be women. She's not like Ricky Gervais, who just goes bang, which you can, you watch these jokes and go, God, that's quite insulting. She's the opposite of that, but it's because she's an apostate. That's why they go after her.
Yes, but she hasn't been cancelled.
Too big to cancel.
And people are carrying on buying her books.
Too big to cancel, yeah. She would have been cancelled. Yeah. I spoke to a children's author that the Free Speech Union are working with. I forget her name now. And she got cancelled because she retweeted one of J K Rowling's tweets. The American publishers got complaints about this English author, children's author, and they sacked her. Yeah. She wasn't too big to be cancelled because she was a nobody.
I think you made a very good point before. You were talking about something and you were saying that something happened, and as a result, I know what you're talking about. We were talking about the chap who got sacked by Lloyd's. You were saying the corporations will see things like that and react to that. And again, that's about money, isn't it? We've got to be careful now. So we can't, the tide must be turning a little bit. So we need to be a bit more careful. Yeah. And I think what's happening, again, it's interesting just talking about the DEI thing. In America now, there's a lot of activist investors who are going into the businesses and saying, you're wasting too much time on, I think it's happening with Unilever. You know, Unilever, so the new boss of Unilever is saying, we're forgetting all this DEI crap and stuff like that. We're going to focus on promoting our brands and our products, not promoting causes that have nothing to do with the stuff we're trying to sell. So I think there may be a shift happening. There may be something happening.
The shift is definitely happening, and that's because of their board meetings, and when they've got their investor meetings, they're looking at the bottom line. Yes. And they're going, we've not done as well as last year. Why? Oh, well, we're spending 20% of our time now on green issues and woke. I don't care. I don't care. I want that to dramatically increase next year. Otherwise, at the next annual general meeting, we'll be voting for a new chief exec. That's what we'll be doing. Yeah. And they'll be getting those messages coming through when their stock prices are dropping. And don't forget, a lot of these CEOs and top managers all own stock shares in these companies. Yes. So when those shares start dropping in value, they're also going, I've got skin in the game now. Yeah. I have got skin in the game. Yeah. This was great for 2 decades when it made us look pink and fluffy and no one cared and it didn't affect our bottom line. But now it's beginning to, and now our reputation's being damaged slightly. Oh no, I'm not as green as I thought I was. I'm not as pink as I thought